Aquarius, hi. So this is going to be a reading for April 20th through the 26th. And I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Aquarius. The overall energy for the reading, the Lovers. Okay, so we're talking about a connection you may have with someone. Let's see what's going on. Not necessarily someone. It can be something too. Let's keep it open there. In the recent past, the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Swords. Kind of stressed out here because I see you wanting to walk away from something that's meaningful, but kind of leaving some parts of that behind. But a stressful type of an energy. You know. Okay, in the current situation, the Strength card, the Hangman, the High Priestess. You keep on giving me these tough situations. Like, in the current situation, you're showing up as, you know, super aligned with what needs to be done, with your intuition. Like, you know exactly what's up. And then you're saying, but it's hard as fuck to go through with it. I'm assuming we're talking about the same aspect that you left there in the past, kind of stressing out about having to leave something behind, and now it's like you align with it all. Like, okay, I feel it, like I need to do it, and it's hard as fuck. Okay, in the immediate future, the King of Cups, the Star, the Nine of Cups. Ooh, there's so much love here. Your heartstrings are activated big time. And they're pulling you somewhere. I don't know where. I'm seeing you being led by your heart here in a particular direction, but I don't know where. But yeah. Cool. Let's clarify. Let's see what's up. Let me do the Lovers. The Five of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Moon. Ooh. You're kind of giving me a sense of I don't want to talk about it. There's a lot of stuff that happened within a connection. A lot has happened. I see just the energy of it. Like, okay, this is not pleasant. This was not nice. You know, I'm sure there's good stuff in there too, because it's that type of a connection that brings something beautiful to the surface. A lot of beautiful stuff. But, you know, it's almost looking like it's just as much as it was bad too. But at the end of it, you're showing up saying, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, it's okay. We don't need to talk about it. You don't need to share if you don't want to. Hopefully there's been healing done, or you're doing healing at least. You know, but that's it. I'm not going to push you if you don't want to talk about it. But you know me. I dig and I find. So even if you don't want to talk about it, maybe I will. A little bit. Okay. For the Seven of Swords in the recent past, you get the Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, the Two of Cups. I think at some point it became, well, it came down to maybe the question of who do I love most, myself or them? You know, who do I put first here? I think this was tough. And I think you, I don't know if you planned, but maybe wanted to walk away from the situation a while ago. But then I think the question, the big question, you know, was, you know, I gotta love me more than I love them. Whether or not you did that, I don't know. But that was the question at some point. That automatically kind of turns your back to this whole situation. You know? This was tough. This wasn't easy. This wasn't chop choppy. like the usual. Let me do the Queen of Cups. You get the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Wands. There were still good things. I don't know what happened. I don't even know if bad things happened, in all honesty. Which makes it even harder. Because I do see quite a nice connection here. Not only from an energetic perspective, but on the surface too. There's fun times. There's light times. There's really, really cool times here. You know? Let me do the Nine of Swords. Why then? For the Nine of Swords, you get the Sun, the Seven of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles. Why do you have your back turned? I don't understand. You or them? You or them. One of you has their back turned to this. And it's unnatural. Because again, things are looking quite good there. You know, I would understand if, oh my God, this was a shit show. Look at that manipulation. Look at that narcissism. Look at that this, that, and the other. I don't see any of that. I'm not saying that maybe it happened. You're just not showing me. You're showing me the good times. And that's where I don't understand then. Then, did someone need to leave? Did someone need to move at the other end of the world? Like, what happened here? What? It just doesn't add up. But someone is saying to me, I'm super stressed out because I have to turn my back to this. And then they're showing me what they're turning their back to. Happiness. You know, nice brand new beginnings there. Maybe that's what you don't want to talk about yet? The nasty times? Because I'm like, I'm not seeing any. I don't know. For the Strength card in the current situation, you get the Page of Pentacles, the Temperance card, the Fool. What? Like, look, there isn't a need for nasty times for someone to just turn their back to something, right? We've seen that happen over and over again. It's not like, oh my God, this was the perfect person, but it's just, you know, it's just not, something's missing, or it's not resonating, or I feel like I gotta walk away from that. It doesn't have to be nasty, right? But I think it's one of those things or something, because I'm seeing some sort of evolution, some sort of next chapter, you know, that needs to happen for someone here. And I feel like they've stepped into that, and I feel like that's what's kind of pulling them away from whatever that is. And I feel like that's you. And I don't know exactly what that means in the sense of, do you just feel that you need to radically change your life maybe? Or, I don't know. You know, because it's going to come through somehow. You're not just going to feel it energetically and then, oh, okay. No, it's happening. You're in the middle of it. Where something is happening, a sense of growth, a sense of stepping into the next chapter, whatever the fuck that means. You know? And it's tough because while you do that, you do have to let some things go that don't belong in this new chapter. You know, they're from the old chapter. You gotta let them go. You gotta let them be there, closed off. And I think maybe this is one of those situations. That is like, nothing's wrong with it, it's just doesn't belong, you know, to where I'm going. Let's do the Hangman. In the current situation, you get the Three of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Four of Cups. It just doesn't make sense. And again, and you're coming through with the mental capacity over all of this, and you're kind of struggling just like me right now. Kind of like, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't add up. Something here doesn't add up. You know, like, why can't I take this? Because this feels good. You know, why wouldn't I be able to take it? You're upset about having to potentially let some things go, let some people go potentially. Because then you sink down into yourself and you figure out that this doesn't bother me. If anything, it makes me feel good. So then, why can't I take it with, you know, where I'm going? And I don't even think you know where you're going. It's not about that. It's about the frequency is shifting. And that frequency of whatever this is that is good doesn't belong with the new frequency you've jumped into. Which can be upsetting. It can, like what I'm seeing you here, you're upset about it, of course. But again, you're trying to mentally kind of make sense of it. It's not gonna make sense because this is all, you know, energy, frequency. It's not for the mind to make sense of it. For the High Priestess, you get the World card, the Judgment card, the Two of Wands. Yeah, you knew it was coming. You knew this new chapter was coming. You felt it. For a while, you've been feeling it. You just didn't know when, how, you know, but it's here now. Let me do the King of Cups in the immediate future. You get the Page of Swords, the Strength card, the Four of Wands. I mean, there seems to be commitment here. I see you moving in the direction of commitment from your heart. So all good here. It's not slow. It's not slow. Not slow process here, but it's you're not rushing either. But it's not super slow. So you're heading in that direction towards building some sort of commitment that is very meaningful to you. Okay, good. I think it's new to you though. Well, it should be because it belongs in the new chapter. Okay. Not necessarily though. I don't know. For the star in the immediate future, you get the Nine of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so you got this situation presenting itself to you, the commitment part, right? And you're jumping on that path. You've jumped on that path. You're like, yeah, I'm going there. All of a sudden, you jump off the path. And you're like, oh, nope, changed my mind. I'm not doing this. This is where the chop appears. Because it's like, what? You gave me a reading in which the mind cannot make sense of anything that happens here. Energetically speaking, everything fucking makes sense. And it's like, hold on, I need that blend though. I need to fucking still be able to make sense of it from a mind perspective. But no. When you do this, when you jump off, the mind looks at this and is like, what did you just do? You know? And then I see the energy on top of it. And then it's like, we're good. We're good here. Aquarius knows what's up. I'm like, okay, well, if Aquarius knows, that's all we need. But, like, what? For the Nine of Cups in the immediate future, you get the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups. But see, you're telling me... No, I don't think it's problematic, though, but you may feel alone at some point. You're telling me this path is needed for me and just me, you know, for a little while. So maybe the opportunity for commitment here is showing up and it looks awesome and you're as ready as you look for it and going for it. I think at some point you decide, I need time for me though. This is my time for me. So you might not go along with it and you might disconnect from pretty much anything because whatever it is that you're heading towards, yeah, it's for you. It's for your own growth, it's for your own evolution, and it is requiring only you in there. And as much as you understand that and you align with that energy, that again, to the mind, it just doesn't make sense, but hey, you align with the energies, and that's what's important. At some point in time, as you travel this path, you may think or feel that it's a good path. It's one that you want to be on from what you're showing me here. You're quite stubborn with it. Like, no, yeah, I need to be here. But at the same time, there's almost a little observation that kind of jumps in from time to time of, man, this path feels lonely, you know? I don't know what that means. But at the same time, again, there's the acceptance, not only the acceptance, the embracing of this path being just yours and yours only. you're not bringing anybody with for now. So I don't know what the hell you're doing, but you're definitely in tune with the energies that at times just don't make sense to the mind. But hey, I'm okay with that. Because at some point it will make sense for the mind as well. But this is one of those that down the road it's gonna, not right now. Right now you're looking at everything and you're like, what the fuck is going on? I don't understand shit. But you know, it's like a calling of some sort. It's something that I gotta be honest, I don't know if I've seen in a reading before. Because it comes in as a calling, as a, you know, you don't know what your path is, but you're on it and it keeps on pulling on your energy and you're like listening to it. You know what I mean? From the universe you get the Fool, the King of Pentacles, the Emperor. Yeah, you're building your empire basically. I don't know what you're doing, but I feel like this has to do with you and your sense of stability and your growth. And you're on that path. And you may not know it, and you may not, you know, again, mentally to translate what the fuck is going on, but there's almost like an inner following your calling type of an energy at play. That's why it doesn't make sense to the mind. The mind would look at this and be like, what the fuck are you doing here? Are you crazy? You're missing on that opportunity and that opportunity. It's not missing. It's you know exactly what you need and what you don't. And you're going to do it your way, you know? So it's actually pretty cool. Again, I don't think I've seen something like this before, but I like it. But anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.